Hello, I'm Bishop Mary Ann Swenson with the United Methodist Church, and I'm serving as the vice moderator of the Central Committee for the World Council of Churches. I think it's important for me to share that I've been born and raised in the United States. I was born in Arkansas and had my childhood and college years in Mississippi. So I was raised in a South that was a segregated South. And I was a teenager in the 1960s at the height of the civil rights movement in North America. There were people that came from the northern states down to the church where I was attending and would go and pray at the chancel to pray for integration of the church because the church was segregated. I attended segregated schools my whole childhood and college years. And finally, when the church was integrated, it made such a difference. I say that because it's been more than a 50-year journey to see the journey of civil rights in this country and to see the impact of racism in this country and the real struggle with America's original sin. So when we came on this pilgrimage and we began to journey first to Charleston, South Carolina, and to hear the history of the Gula people and the slavery and then the liberation and the strength of the church, and particularly the African Methodist Episcopal Church in South Carolina. It was really empowering to hear that and to learn of the witness of the people at Mother Emanuel, even after the worst tragedy happened in their lives. It was really a powerful experience. But then we've come on this part of the journey to Missouri and to St. Louis and Ferguson and heard of the things that have happened since the police killing of Michael Brown. It has been such a moving experience to learn of the failure of the church in this recent incident to be responsive as soon and as quickly and as firmly as we would want the church to be responsive, and the failure of the church to make a difference in the ways that we would want the church to make a difference. But now we see the strength of the young people and the witness of the young people and how the community is coming together as a community and how, as an ecumenical witness, we can make the kind of difference that none of us individually with just our own individual churches can make. And so the ecumenical strength and the ecumenical power is making a witness and a difference here in this country. We attended the Ecumenical Advocacy Days in Washington, D.C., and listened to Reverend Barber talk about the history and the journey and the revival of the church that needs to happen and that can happen, and the work that they're trying to do for a revival of the church. We saw the ecumenical witness on Capitol Hill wanting to change policy so there is justice in this land, and so we can make a difference in so many ways, in economic justice, in the issues of poverty and in homelessness and the treatment of the mentally ill in this country. But now, since what has happened in Ferguson, now we're not just looking at other issues, but we realize how we need to address the issue of racial injustice. We need to plea for justice. We need to work for justice. We need to change policies so that justice can happen. Truly, racism is America's original sin. So I'm really praying that after this pilgrimage and after the time that we have had together, we will be able to have the whole ecumenical community and the whole global relationship of the fellowship of the churches that are the World Council of Churches be able to truly witness and help and be in partnership with the churches in the United States so that we can achieve racial justice and we can end the kind of racism and the kind of sin that has plagued us for so long. Truly, this is my hope that we will be able to make a difference.